Kyla. I'm here interviewing Kevin Tones, also my father, and we're going to get to know more about Kevin Tones and who he is, his background, his inspirations, all that good stuff. So the first question, cliche, but where did you grow up? Where are you from?
I'm from West Philadelphia, born and raised. Um, Grew up in West Philly. My father, mom, originally North Philadelphians, and they moved to West Philly, and that's where I was born and raised. So,
Very good. So now that we got that out the way, um, as people know, you are a keyboardist,
mhm.
musician.
I guess they know.
Well, now you know, in case you didn't know.
Right.
How long have you been playing the keyboard?
Since the age of 12, and I'm 52 now, so I don't know, 40 something years.
And how'd you get started?
Um, my mom and dad bought a Laurie. It was a Laurie Organ Center. This is out in Springfield, PA, in the Springfield Mall. Actually, they used to have actually an organ center out there, and they bought an organ. Went home one day. I was surprised, and that's kind of how I fell in love with playing the piano or the keyboard instruments.
Very cool. So during that time when you were starting out playing the keyboard, the organ, who
Hmm.
were some of your musical inspirations?
Well, at that time when I learned, I was 12. I didn't have, I would say, musical inspirations, but I like music because in my household, as I said in other interviews, I grew up on everything. My father was a drummer, um, and he had a band, so there was always music in my house. Um, so I guess I was inspired by a lot of different things. I mean, I remember what songs was played in my house. Stuff by the Temptations, Shaka Khan, um, Wild Cherry, Earth, Wind, and Fire. My mom was a big Barry Manilow fan. She liked stories, the West Side Story,
Uh-huh.
West Side
Yeah.
Story. My whole family, my grandmother, she was into soul. Aretha Franklin, she liked country. Um, I came up during those 70s, some of the great bands and artists. In the 80s, I like the pop rock, Duran Duran, Talking
Yeah.
Heads. Then I can flip it to Run DMC,
Mhm.
LL Cool J. So many, so much music. Um, to narrow it down, I would say I got really inspired more so in the 80s, around 80 after high school, 86. Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis. That was really who still is today my favorite record producers. And then LA and Babyface. But their music, um, I kind of developed a real taste for it. So,
That's good.
yeah.
Very good. So what is your creative process like?
I just get down here and just mess with chords or just mess with an idea, or I'll be driving, something come to my head, and I come up kind of hum the melody in the phone or whatever. Anything can inspire it actually, but most of the time I'm just messing around the keyboard, and just come up with something.
So do you have favorite chords?
Yeah, G major seven. I
Okay.
try to, I have it in a few of my songs. I'm trying to get away from it, but G major seven. I like B not B minor. I like A9. Um, so I mess around with different chords. Over the years, it's interesting that you mentioned the chords because um, I've learned them. Um, when my parents had bought that organ, um, it was a the Lyra organ. They had a thing called the one finger genie magic chord. So you play the melody, and the company would just play by itself by the the notes that you would hit. And it was a friend of a family member one time. I would say friend of the family. Well, a friend of the family came over one day and she was playing on the organ. And she's playing a melody, but I'm noticing what she's doing with her left hand. She's doing these. She's not doing a one finger thing. She's actually playing like chords. So I said, "What's that?" She said, "These are chords." And she showed me what the basics were. Well, this book, excuse me, the organ itself came with different manuals, and it had a big book. And the back of it had 108 chords. So
The Lowry organ?
yeah.
Oh.
So I wanted to really learn. Like if I'm gonna learn, I kind of really want to learn
Right.
to play chords, and that's I opened that book up and learned all your major popular chords. You know, your majors, your minors, and sevenths, and things like that. And that's how I learned the chords. And then I kind of like expounded on it and kind of we had some organ classes. They didn't teach us the chords, but we had some organ classes, and I taught myself the chords. And it kind of got me around, you know, got me by. And I learned all the majors and minors, you know, and some of the sevenths, sixths. But all those years, I never got into like ninths, 11ths, or 13ths, you know, like that. I would play stuff. I didn't really know the theory behind it. Well, make a long story short, about 2 years ago, believe it or not, all these years, I finally just broke down and got a book, my other chord book. So let me learn these other chords. And I play stuff, but I don't know what it is. But I want to be able to play it and explain it. Because sometimes with other musicians, you can get your thought across, you know. And that's what I did. Went to YouTube, learned some of the stuff, the theory behind it, and ended up playing some, learning the ninths and 11ths and 13ths and the actual theory behind them, I should say. It even helped me with my music too, because it helped me expound on some things, you know, my creativity. So you're never too old to stop learning.
Yeah, I was gonna say the same thing. Like that's
Yeah.
good that you took advantage of the time you had to expand your horizons
Yeah.
and learn something different.
Yeah.
You know, because we always are learning.
Yeah. Still am, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
So when it comes to putting a song out there that you know, created and whatnot, do you ever have nervousness when you put a new song out there, as far as the reaction of others, or if they'll like it or not? How do you feel about that?
um, I used to more so, but how should I say it? Um, I go back to what my mother used to tell me when I used to create pictures. I used to draw when I was a kid. And if I created something, I would ask her, "Does she like it?" And she would always tell me, "Do you like it?" So it helped me to understand like you have to like what you do. You can't really worry too much about what other people think because it kind of messes with your creativity. So make a long story short, when I get at this piano, whatever, I just create. I don't think about a particular audience or genre. I just whatever comes out, and whoever likes it likes it. And you know, when I put it out, I mean, we all have concerns, you know, how we might want to market it or anything like that. But I try not to let aspects of money and marketing, all those things affect what I do. You know, you might have a target that you might think, but you never know who's gonna like this stuff.
Yeah.
You know, who's not. But it doesn't matter. It's music and creativity is for people, and you know, for those all boys, for whoever really.
Yeah, because art is, to me, art is freedom.
Right.
So it's like whoever likes it, then fine.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
So was there a song that you put out, but like let's say you had an unexpected reaction? Perhaps you put the song out and you weren't sure, like maybe it won't do that well, but you were surprised that people really liked it a lot.
Yeah, the song "Good Stuff." I had gotten a lot of response. on Good Stuff. Positive feedback, and I didn't expect it really. I really did not expect that song because Good Stuff is like if you listen to the lyrics of it, it's kind of tongue in cheek the way I wrote it, but it's true. I can't even think of my lyrics right now, but basically it's how a man's mind is going to think. What he sees and what, but he's going to speak good things about what he sees, basically. And it's it's kind of like a fun song, but it has some seriousness to it also. But I was just like, yeah, we'll see. But a lot of people really like that song, so
That's good.
that was one of them. And
Yeah.
every time was another one. Same thing. Um, didn't know I was going to get a lot of response for that one, but that's how it worked out.
Good. Okay, let me look at my notes and see. Okay, so is there something that frustrates you about the creative process?
Um, Not really anymore. Like I guess with having a mental block is something that can be frustrating. But what I do is all those songs that I had ideas for that I do with on the keyboard and um, recorded and never finished, I go back to them. So there's always something there to refer back to that you never dry spell. So try not to get frustrated with it. You know.
That's good. And what would you say is the most rewarding thing about the creative process for
The,
you?
the most rewarding thing is when you actually um, have the artist that you're producing actually sing it, or the band actually record it, you know, um, and once we play it live, the band actually hearing a band play your music that you wrote, because your music is like your baby, it's just like a child, from conception in your mind to actually doing the birth of it, you actually, I mean, it's just like having a child. It's like you. When your mom was having y'all, and that child is actually here, then you see it grow. And that's kind of how it is with a song. You had it in your head, and it may have been in my head for months, and I won't rush it. It's like it ain't time.
Right.
And then you actually start to play around with stuff,
Mhm.
and then you start to write the lyrics, and you get the skeletal structure of the song, and then you get to the production side of it. You put the beat down and your drums and all your instruments. And a lot of music that I do, in fact, that's me actually on the music playing every instrument. But I do have other songs, like I have a live instruments, but it's still all the same creative process. And once you get everything complete, and you have somebody come in and they sing it or whatever, you're there. Um, their thought on it, it's really rewarding. And like I said, then when you record it and release it or play it live, it's just like a child watching that child grow. And that's how music is. It's just like
Yeah.
you see it grow.
That's right. Okay, so what is the longest time you've worked on a song and also the shortest? So we'll take the longest first.
The longest time, believe it or not, Incredible was 20 something years to where it's at right now. We're getting ready to put it out. That song had a lot of different twists and turns with it. Let me see. That song is old as you.
Wow, now that's incredible.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. That was my first concept or thought of the song, and that was back in I guess 2000. No, actually that was around. Man, no, that was actually around '94. Yeah, it was around '94. So that was my first draft of it and messing with it, and it just evolved to different things. And like I explained another time, it was around 2009 when I left my business partner D. We had got together and collaborated on it, and then it was to another level. And then a few years went by. You know, we had a couple people on it, but now it's like so. Yeah, we finally did it and did the song and um, put Kyla, Pam on it and myself, and we should be releasing that soon. So that's where that's at. We can put that one away.
Yeah. Okay. So, what was the shortest amount of time it took you to create a song?
Um, I would say maybe the song. It depends. Like Good Intentions was one, but I actually did worked on that maybe like a year ago. You know, but actually when I pick it back up,
Mm-hmm.
that might have been the shortest. It's kind of hard to tell because a lot of things I have they just linger for a minute. I just take them out the can and be like, okay, let's see what this one is. You know,
Okay.
so I
Alright.
try not to put a time limit on things.
That's good. Okay, so back to keyboard and you getting started with the keyboard. What was the first keyboard that you ever purchased?
It's around here. It's the one I purchased was it's at a Yamaha PSR something. It's over in the corner somewhere. I keep these instruments around. They're old and banged up, but they just
Sentimental, I guess.
sentimental
Mm-hmm.
and remind me of like the beginning of it all. And the first one I ever owned is over there. Is a Casio MT68 little keyboard. My mom and dad bought for me. That was a big deal back in the day. Like
Mm-hmm.
the little mini keys keyboards. That was like over $200 for those boards. But that
Wow.
was like state of the art. But nice to actually do some gigs with them to boards. My first show I did. Yeah, so yeah, the Yamaha PSR 11. That's the one that I actually bought. I think it was like $300. I actually bought it from Sam Goody. A lot of y'all remember Sam Goody. It was a record store and a little keyboard. And cut your ass and everything or get the money for that.
How old were you?
I guess around 18.
Okay.
Yeah. So, and another of my musician buddies, we worked and that's what we did. So,
Cool story, Dad.
yeah.
Okay, so what advice do you have for lovers of music?
Lovers of music, people who just like music in general, music
Yeah,
fans and
yeah,
people like
music
that.
fans, whether you play an
Yeah,
instrument
well,
or not, you
yeah,
just enjoy music.
yeah.
You
Well,
like it.
continue to enjoy music. Just keep in mind that artists are human people. They have feelings too, but you have your opinions, and we can all like what we like and not like. That's fine. I would just say, even though we have our own taste, just remember what all went into creating a song. And if you've never created a song and been on this side of things, you would understand it's many hours that goes into creating music. From like I said, the process of thinking about it and actually doing it, and time, in some cases, money spent, and a lot of effort. I can't count the hours, you know.
Yeah,
So before you too hard on somebody,
right.
and the way they might sing or whatever like that, we all have our opinion. But just remember, they're doing this because it's from their heart, and they're doing this for the listening audience, But we have our taste. Um, like I mentioned one time before, another thing that little pet peeve when people compare everybody, these versus things. It's like no, just enjoy people for who they are. If I got a Lamborghini and this guy here, he got a Rolls Royce. They're both very expensive cars,
Right.
but they're for different purposes. One
Mm-hmm.
is for luxury,
Mm-hmm.
one is for high speed performance. But
They're
they're
both
both great.
good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just enjoy it for what it is.
Yeah.
It's like if everybody was the same, life would be boring. So if I
Right.
want to hear Aretha Franklin, if I want to hear Whitney Houston, if I want to hear Patti LaBelle, if I want to hear Babyface, if I want to hear Teddy Riley, if I want to hear Michael Jackson, they're all different people. I can't compare them all. It's like who's the better singer? Some people are great songwriters. They're not real strong singers, but they get the point across. We enjoy their music. They tell stories. So that's just my little rant when it comes to artists. But we're
Mm-hmm.
tough skinned. It's like I said, you can't worry about You think they worried about our opinion?
Right. Yeah. And I mean, it's art, so it's
Yeah,
just whatever your passion is,
exactly.
whatever you
Somebody's
enjoy.
gonna like them.
Right.
Somebody's gonna like them. So that's how you have to look at it.
So this is my final question for you for now. What is the ultimate goal for Kevin Tones? What is the ultimate goal for you?
Musically,
Mm-hmm.
to just create music. I don't really have a ultimate goal. My ultimate goal is to keep creating music until I die, basically. I mean, as long as I have the creative process or thoughts to be able to do it, I just do it. It's no it's infinite in my mind. I know it'll come to an end eventually, but it's infinite in my mind. It's like I have so many different type of songs. Like I like jazz fusion, so I got a lot of jazz fusion songs. I have some R&B, I have pop, soul, and I also like to collaborate with other people. So just be musical,
That's
you know.
good.
No end to it.
Yeah. That's good because that's your thing. That's what makes you you.
Yeah.
Everybody has their own thing that makes them them, and there's no stop to it. It's just what they like to do.
Right.
Okay. Well, that's all the questions I have for
Right.
now, Dad.
All right. All right. Yeah,
Okay.
this is my oldest daughter. Um,
Hello.
Believe it or not, she's musical too. She used to play the bass, and she can sing. She doesn't do it anymore. And then my youngest girl, Kyla, she's very good too. She plays guitar. She's a songwriter. And my son, we always said that he's gonna be the businessman, right?
Yeah.
He's mechanical. He's like me too. He's good with the cars and things like that, and tinker with things. He didn't get the music gene, but he got the mechanical
The
gene.
mind,
Yeah.
putting things together.
Yeah.
Yep.
We got all that from our parents and
Mhm.
my dad. Like I said, he was a drummer. He was an artist. So a lot of things we inherit from our family members. You know,
Yeah.
got other family members that are talented. They just
Different talents, different things they could
yeah,
add.
yeah. So yeah, but yeah, she's. I thought she was gonna be a drummer, but you know, she's an aspiring journalist. She writes a lot.
I
So
do. I write a lot. Mhm.
yeah. So yeah, this is Kyla. So you guys get to know her. But thank you for interviewing me. like
You're welcome.
like she don't know me, right? At least y'all get to know me a little bit more, as Kevin Tones, that is.
Okay.
All right. Thanks for the interview.
Good job.